Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today we are actually not, well, we are going to Vidcon, but we're not going to Vidcon early in the morning, and we are actually going to Santa Ana Pride Fest with Audrey from RADIOJH Audrey. I'm assuming you knew who Audrey was when I said her name. But yeah, I'm really excited. We're gonna have some breakfast with them and then head out, and I am wearing a slightly different outfit. I'm wearing the giant rainbow flag I purchased at Colorado Pride Fest. I am wearing the same shirt which says Yuri because boys always ruin everything. And my rainbow flag shorts, not my rainbow flag, I wish it was a rainbow flag shorts. These are American flag shorts, space pants, and rainbow shoes. We did not bring my ridiculously torn up rainbow leggings because at this point there's just no point in wearing them without falling apart. But our Uber is here, so we're gonna go and get in the car. Alright, so we are waiting for the festival to start. We're not gonna be like in the festival. So we got this nice curbside seat, and soon the giant parade is going to come by. I'm really excited.
Do you want to introduce Audrey?
Oh, yes.
This is the first time she's been. Well, you said we were going to go meet her, but I don't think we've done it.
Hi, also here. Audrey from RADIOJH Audrey and RADIOJH Games is also here. I totally forgot to mention because I mentioned that I was going to meet her, but yes, we did meet up. And we're hanging out and just kind of sitting here, and I'm really excited for things that happen. We've been talking about Minecraft dogs for a really long time.
We have. It's true. Yay!
Means that we have to head back to the Convention Center. Dad has a panel and we have to meet Mommy and Cooper. But it was super duper nice seeing you.
I had fun.
Yeah, hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Okay, one thing we forgot to mention, and I don't know, Mommy may or may not use this because look how tall my hair is. I got a wider lens to get my hair in this shot today. I know. I feel just like the kid from Stranger Things.
His name is Steve.
Hair keeps getting bigger every episode. So, yeah, one thing, I did my last panel today. It was the parenting a YouTuber. It was actually called Parents of Online Celebrities, I think. Which, yeah.
Am I an online celebrity?
No, you're not an online celebrity.
You're just a moderator.
Yeah, but the initially I wasn't supposed to be the moderator.
Yeah, the moderator dropped out.
Yeah, there was a whole rigmarole, like there always is with doing those kind of panels. But it all worked out great. We had a fantastic group of people on there. So we had Bob from Baby Teeth 4, Billy from Bertaley, and I want to say her name right, Melissa.
Yeah.
From the Gym Sisters, and they were all like excellent panelists and had great points and gave great advice. I love doing that panel because, you know, like I said to the people at the beginning of the panel, I really relate to them because 4 years ago, Presley said she wanted to come to Vidcon. I didn't even know what Vidcon was. So it's really cool for me to be talking to those people from up there now and sort of giving advice.
He doesn't know the difference between Dan and Phil. He doesn't.
I still don't really, I admit it full, I still don't exactly know which one's Dan and which one's Phil.
If you were to meet one, he would say Dan and or Phil.
Yeah, I would say, hey, how's it going, Dan and or Phil? It's always good to see you guys.
You wouldn't say Dan or Phil, you say Dan and or Phil.
Dan and or Phil. Yeah.
Apparently they're like a singular entity.
Well, so there is I also have a theory that they are both Dan and Phil. They are individually and collectively Dan and Phil.
Yeah.
And they will always be. I have managed to tell Rhett and Link apart.
Yeah, that's not very hard, is it?
Well, it's not, but it's not that I can't see a difference between them. Like I think they're identical twins. It's just that I don't know which is which.
Oh, you don't know.
So it doesn't really, yeah. No. I'm saying with Dan and Phil.
Oh.
Like I can tell that that's two different human beings and they look different and I don't feel like they're identical and I can't tell which is which.
I keep telling
It's that I don't know which is which. With Rhett and Link, I now know which one's Rhett and which one's Link.
Yes. Dan is the one with brown hair and Phil is the one with black hair.
Did you say like round and pointy?
I was saying, I was really, really tired. We had just flown in and I'm like, Phil is the soft one and Dan is the sharp one.
The sharp, it was not, I was saying round and pointy. It's kind of the same thing. Anyway, so that was me 4 years ago and now, like, you know, it's cool to be up there kind of giving advice to parents that are in the same situation I was and trying to encourage them to support their kids and help them kind of go after their dreams and stuff.
There we go.
Yep, so there's some clips of the panel here. If there hasn't been a better intro to the panel and stuff like that, then you get to see this. If there has, then you'll never know that this ever happened. Hello. All right, where are we supposed to sit? We do, but okay, this looks like me. Yeah, that's me.
Is that you?
That is me.
What's for the names on this side?
Yeah, well, you know, they flipped them over for us last time, right?
You have to use your announcer voice.
Nice and close with the microphones.
I can talk as low as all of you can.
Excellent. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to Parents of Online Celebrities. I think that's what this was called. My name is Brian, and I'm on a family vlog, a really small channel called ActOutGames. My daughter more than encouraged us to start 4 years ago, and she's recently spun up a new educational channel as well. She teaches sort of physics and Japanese and stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about what it's like, what our rules are, how to get started. A lot of basically we're going to talk about the questions we get a lot from people that approach us, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the questions we wish we got more, like what we think people should be asking us, and then we're really going to open it up to you guys and try and answer some of your questions. Hopefully you guys have some questions. I did want to start first before we do introductions. We'll get everybody to introduce themselves and talk a little bit about the kinds of content that they make. I think we've got some good variety of content up here, which is really useful. And then, but I want to say, if you're here, I've heard this a couple of times in the conversations that I've had with other people, if you guys are here, especially at this panel, but if you bought tickets to come to VidCon with your kids, and you're sitting out here in the audience, like asking questions and wondering about what's going on, you guys are way ahead of the game. Like, that's more than I see out of a lot of people that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, and so I just wanted to say kudos. This is where I was 4 years ago. Presley asked me to come to VidCon. I didn't even know what VidCon was, and so I brought her out here, and I didn't know who anybody was or what was going on, and I just followed her around and sort of learned and tried to support her as best I could. And so I just sort of sympathize, and I was in the same shoes not all that long ago, so I really appreciate you guys coming out and the fact that you guys are willing to do it. So I love the fact that you guys are all here. That said, I did want to let everybody introduce themselves and talk about the kind of content that they make first, and then we'll pound through some questions.
Okay. Hi, my name's Bob. I am the father of Jillian and Addie from Baby Teeth 4. I'm also the writer, editor, director, producer, procurer, hair comber, all those other roles. We're primarily known for candy reviews. We also do fictional content, some of the recent trending things like creepy clown videos, that sort of thing. We do vlogs, we review toys. We're kind of all over the place right now. So, but yeah, we've been doing this 3 years full time, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And that's about it.
I'm Billy. I'm from the channel Bertaley and some other ones. We do daily vlogs, and yeah, I mean, I'm super laid back, I hear.
I'm super not. He's looking at me.
That's about it.
That's it. Okay. My name is Melissa. My daughters are gym sisters, and they do sketch comedy and, well, pretty much comedy. If there's people think that they're the gym brothers because they dress up as boys a lot and they love just to be funny all the time, and that carries out throughout our house as well. In our house we have a rule: if you can make mom and dad laugh, you get out of chores. So the comedy extends everywhere.
Well, I mean, we're vloggers, so we don't have to put a whole lot of thought into a lot of that stuff. I mean, we film what we do, and I was asked before, actually on a panel we were both on, you know, did we do crazy stuff for our videos to get views? And my answer to that's always the same: we're crazy, and we film it. So we're not doing it for the camera, we're doing it because we're crazy. So for us, that doesn't really come into play. Now, recently with some of the stuff we've been doing, it has taken more planning, like, you know, music videos and shows coming up and stuff like that. So for the most part, we're allowed to just do what we want to do.
Yeah, I thought you made a really good point on that panel too about it's easy for people to get confused that you're doing something because it's trendy and you think it will get views versus it's trendy so your kids are into it.
Right. My kids are into what's going on because they're kids, and they're into what's going on.
It's easy to be like cynical and think that you're doing it for a reason just because, like, you're making your kids play with a fidget spinner.
I was just gonna say fidget spinners. My kids, they were like, fidget spinners. I'm like, what is a fidget spinner? Like, Mom, it's so cool. And you're like looking at it and you're like, I don't understand. I don't. Like,
you're still like, why is it so cool?
Yes.
And then you spin one and you're like, oh.
Clearly none of us are cool. That's
I feel the weight of it. And I'm like, yeah, I have a paperweight in my office that has that same weight.
And I think that fidget spinners is a great segue to say that each of us have probably all done a fidget spinner video, but done it completely differently. Like, depending on the channel, like with you being a vlog channel, it's probably just gonna be the kids playing with it.
We actually did a fidget spinner collection.
See, there you. Our channel, we're comedy, so we did the 10 worst things about fidget spinners, and it's all these little sketches and act outs about kids breaking their necks because they're like trying to be on hoverboards and fidget spinners at the same time. And
we've done 2 fidget spinners that you can eat.
See, and of course, because they're the candy channel.
The candy channel. That's perfect. That's perfect.
But because all the kids love fidget spinners, none of us here were like, you know what we should do? A fidget spinner video.
So maybe another question that's the same, along the same lines as that, is how into the business side of it are the kids? How much do they know about the business side of the house of your YouTube channels?
My kids, I've kept them pretty involved in, I mean, I don't think they can quote you figures or anything, but they do know that there's a connection between, because I like to see it as a lesson about work in some ways, even though it is play, you know, it's also work. I mean, it's something that they do that takes, you know, it takes time, it takes commitment sometimes. It might even be, you know, uncomfortable to wear a particular costume or something like that. But, you know, I often will, you know, let them know the connection between what we're doing and, you know, some of the rewards and some of the opportunities that aren't even necessarily monetary opportunities, because I think those experiences are really something that I envy them for having, you know, having the ability to have those experiences, to get to travel, to get to meet lots of new friends. see different people in different roles, and, you know, inside and outside of the entertainment business.
Yeah, it really unlocks a lot of doors. Like among everything else that it does, like the opportunities, even as a small channel that Presley has had to meet people and do projects and things like that. Like those life experiences are way beyond any sort of monetary thing that we've done. Like I'm really amazed by what she's been able to do. I did love one of the things you said there, and I'll throw this out as my common question, especially when people hear that we do daily and that we've done it for 4 years without missing a day. People always ask, isn't that hard? And I mean, the answer is yes. it can be. It's not always hard. Like a lot of times it's a lot of fun, but sometimes it's hard. And I think, you know, people maybe realizing that it can be tough. It's not all like really simple and easy to do. I think that's a good question for people to ask and understand that it can be a little bit hard, especially if you're treating it like a business and trying to take it a little bit more seriously. You guys have the same.
Yeah, we go out of our way to make sure that the kids don't see that side of it. Like for us being vloggers, they're the object of the videos, not the business side of the videos. So yeah, I mean, one of the fun things that I remind people of, because they don't really think of it that way, is sometimes you see our videos and you see that we started filming at 7 in the morning and we film our last like segment, it'll be 11:30 at night. And what you don't think about is someone then had to edit that in hours beyond those. So either 1 in the morning, one of us is editing, or I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm editing. So that actually makes, you know, it's good for the kids to never have to see that, but sometimes you almost wish that they did, so they would like, they would really understand, why are you a little tired this morning? Well, I've been up since 4:30. So we've gone out of our way, because our kids don't do segments and stuff like that, or skits, they're able to just be, and that's, fortunately for us, we can keep it that way.
And I think that's where, again, all of our channels are so different. I think it's interesting about this panel because my kids are LA kids and they're like wanting to grow up to be producers and in the industry. And so YouTube is an excellent place for them to get all of that experience. Like sometimes we will literally have them produce a sketch that they have to go through the script and they have to get all the props and they have to understand, like a production company, how it works. It's like training, I guess. I guess Bob and I are the same in that way. We're training our kids.
We talk about it sometimes like a resume.
Yes,
that,
absolutely.
You know, Presley's not done the same things that you guys have done on YouTube, but it's opened other doors where she's gone into other projects because people saw her on YouTube and pulled her in to do those things. So I mean, I think that's a great point too. Like common questions, Billy, that you get? What are the?
Yeah, there's a lot of common questions, and when we're talking, it depends on like. So a really good question, especially as it pertains to this panel, is the whole celebrity aspect to it, the popularity aspect that comes with doing all this stuff so publicly. And one of the things that I know we struggle with, and that we've, you know, made an effort to really focus on, is that when you have people coming in your life after you are already on YouTube and after you're already popular, you always have to make sure that they're in your life for the right reason, which is a very hard thing to do. It's very hard to look at someone and say, is this person legitimately my friend, or is this person just around me because they think it'll bring them popularity? So that's a very common question. The answer is it's very hard.
Yeah, we definitely see people that have been online for a long time and have really blown up, like how close they are to the friends they had before that happened, because they know their loyalties and trust them more. Like it's nice to see some of the big entourages of like the old friends that people stick with.
I was going to say it's the same thing. And again, my perspective is totally different because I come from traditional media, and I knew that was going to be an issue for my daughters whenever they wanted to start doing this. And I said, you understand, like, you're like trading in, you know, that you get to have like that normal childhood. And they absolutely do. They cannot leave the house without being recognized every single time they leave the house. So it's kind of like, do you want to go to a movie? And it's like, well, do you want to, at their dance lesson studio, every single person is like wanting to take pictures with them and put it up on Instagram, and we're like, please don't, because this is one of their few places that they get to be a kid. So there are trade-offs that you're going to have if you make that decision for your
And it's good, like you said, to be making those trade-offs explicitly and like talking to the kids about, here's what's going to happen if we go down this path. Are you sure you're comfortable with this? And we talked just before we came out, we were talking about, I think we all do regular check-ins and sort of say, hey, are we still on track? Are you still happy with what we're doing? Are we still on the same path? You had a really good analogy about soccer, right?
Oh, well, when you were talking earlier about YouTube, like people are like, YouTube's a thing, and when my daughters begged my husband and I for 2 years to become YouTubers. 2 years before we finally went, okay, fine, you can do it, we'll see what this is. We didn't even let them start that, we made them start on Vine to see if they really were serious about doing it, because I knew it was going to be a commitment. But when you try to explain to other people, my kid's a YouTuber, I explain it's like soccer or cheerleading, like it's their activity, it's their thing that they like to do. It just also happens to be a job for some kids, not for Billy's kids. They just hang out, have fun, doing whatever. But for ours, it is a job. But you can explain to people, like, we kind of have a check-in every year, like, okay, you guys still want to do this? Because you can walk away, but in soccer, if you sign your kid up for soccer, and after the 3rd game, they're like, I don't want to play anymore, you're like, no, you made a commitment, and you're going to see that commitment through, and then next year we'll play a different sport. But this year, you committed to soccer.
Yeah, I thought it was a great analogy, because we know, like, we have baseball friends who do way more baseball than I do YouTube.
Yes.
Right? I mean, they travel every weekend. They're all like they're way more into baseball than I am. And like I thought I was super into YouTube and that we did a lot because of our schedule. But when you mentioned that, I was like, oh yeah, those guys do way more than I do.
Oh yeah.
It's a really great analogy, I think.
So Dad just finished his last panel of the con, which was really, really good. The audience was really engaged, and they had like half the time was dedicated to questions. And it was really, really nice. Everyone's questions have been answered, and it was great. I really liked the panel, but I was freezing to death. Apparently all the buildings inside California right now are actually the frozen north, and I am dying. So I'm outside right now, warming up. I'm outside of California Pizza Kitchen. So I'm warming up before I go back in and eat dessert. But yeah, I am like dying out here, friends. It is not out here, I was dying inside. I don't know why it's so cold. It might be because I'm like wearing a tank top and shorts today, and that might be like contributing to my freezing to death, but I am like dying. So we're gonna go back to the hotel room after we eat, and I'm just gonna bundle up and not be dead anymore.
Okay, so ends another VidCon. It's late.
I don't want to lay like this, because my neck's really, really long.
The last after party is raging as we speak, but Presley's portion of the after party is over. She gets 1 hour in the after parties before they start getting a little wild, and I get her out of there.
So long.
So we do the first hour, and then everybody's tired, so we need to get back and chill out. But we will do, when we get home, we'll do a nice, calm, reflective wrap-up of our VidCon.
Yeah.
But it was another really amazing one.
Woo!
I'm most proud of Presley for having like been recognized as an EdUtuber.
Yes.
So she did her first thing, did a panel that was about education and not just being super young on YouTube, but being recognized as an EdUtuber. I think that was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
Thank you to Malik and the folks at Google Family and Education for including her in that panel, because I thought that was super awesome. What was your most awesome?
Right before the EDU panel, I met like all of my idols in one room.
She did, like a lot of people she hadn't met before. Like just all of a sudden they were all standing in one room.
I was like, I have to say hi to all of them.
And then a bunch of people, you know, we talked to Olga K and Alex Speed and a couple of other people that we met 4 years ago when we came to VidCon, like the 5 VidCons ago.
Yeah.
And we met, you know, Olga K and Alex Speed and Char and like all of these people that
We saw Allie last year.
Huh?
We saw Allie last year.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, seeing people that we've just been talking a lot about the fact that 4 years ago, Presley was waiting in line and we were, you know, meeting Olga in the lobby and getting an autograph and doing the mush face and doing all that stuff. It was kind of cool. And then suddenly, you know, we're hanging out and talking story, and Presley's hiding her phone in Olga's wallet.
I did not hide
her purse.
I did not.
So Presley's come a long way, and just to think it's only been 4 years since that, you know, Presley Reacts video that we posted the other day. I think it was pretty cool to look. So they'll put a link in the description. Go watch the Presley Reacts video to her first trip to VidCon, and then watch some of these trips to VidCon, like some of the videos we posted today and the past couple of days. It's pretty amazing how much has changed. Yeah. So we had a blast, but we are exhausted. Tomorrow's travel day, so I see a travel montage in your future, and we'll send you some cool stuff
know you were psychic.
Yeah, we will definitely review. Like I said, when we get home and things calm down a little bit, we will chill out and we will do a review and talk about our favorite things at VidCon. I bet tomorrow night when we do favorite things, there'll be some VidCon stuff mentioned.
Yes.
And then also early next week, I don't know what day exactly yet, but there will be an official announcement about the new house and
there will be?
where we're moving and what's going on and stuff. So we'll update you guys on all that stuff. We just had to take a break from all that and come out to VidCon. But when we get back home and keep packing up the house and stuff, we'll start talking. We know now what we're gonna do, but we don't want to blend it all in with our VidCon stuff. So we'll talk about the new house and stuff when we get back.
My neck! I look like a poorly photoshopped version.
You look like a giraffe.
I look like Jabba the Hutt. I'm
Okay.
melting.
So Puchan, why don't you get us out of here so we can go to bed, please?
Yeah, so yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!
Bye, guys.